Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the 1985 deluxe Decepticon Insecticon figure. This is of course Chop Shop. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes. Help you decide how you want to display him. I'm going to show you the accessories that come with him and how these can be used only in his robot mode, unfortunately. We'll have a quick look at how much bigger the deluxe Insecticons were compared to the standard edition Insecticons. I'll bring in a couple of his other I suppose figures released down the generations toy line, and I'll bring in a few other figures as well, recent and old, to give you a more idea of how big this figure is. So as I start to pop everything away, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. And yes, of course, main reason for updating this video is because we are finally getting a brilliant looking deluxe figure upgrade of this. So let's have a look at him. This figure, to be fair, is crazy. It's really mental, and it's quite, for its time, it's one of the most articulated figures that was released in Generation 1. And that's purely and simple because it's got ball and socket joints, but we'll see them mainly in the alternate mode. So there was obviously him, Astro Train, and in 85 I think, and then of course a couple more came after in 86, like Blast Off and Vortex. The figures themselves, again, these were obviously figures and toys released by Bandai before they were Transformer figures, so it's interesting to see these like this, to be honest. There is a lot of kibble with these. There is a lot of kibble, of course, with the fact that the alternate mode is it's a stag beetle, but of course it looks very metallic. The head sculpt on it is brilliant, but it is just molded straight into the actual figure. The antennae you can't really maneuver at all. You need to be aware of them if you have to purchase one for yourself, with it being vintage, and of course all the legs being intact. I suppose the bonus is if some of the legs are missing, you can display in robot mode. Thankfully he doesn't have too many stickers either, so if you haven't got the stickers on it, it again isn't too detrimental. The actual arms, unfortunately for the robots, these are really hindered for any articulation. You can lift, I suppose, the shoulder up and down, but there's nothing else you can really do. He's got this spear, which you can see there, which you can't really do anything with because, again, the fists are fused, and he's got this gun. So let me just quickly show you. In fact, I'll take it out of this and show you. So there's the spear. Nice bit of detail on that. And then he's got a gun as well. A nice little bit of detail on that. Yeah, so same stories with Barrage and the other deluxe Insecticons, Bandai figures. That's why these weren't released in Japan, and I still can't give you an answer why they weren't released in the UK. Even though we had MB making figures in Europe, they still never made their way over to UK shores. Feet will fold up and down a little, but that is obviously just for transformation purposes. And again, you can, if you wanted to, you can manipulate the insect legs just around a little bit, but a lot of them, which you can see, are very predominant whilst in this particular robot mode. If you spin it round, nowadays this would probably totally freak people out with all of the gaps and everything that are visible. You can't fold this round. Please don't try and force this around any further, or you will just very simply snap it off. So a lot of the Insecticons, especially the deluxe, they've got some, I won't say flimsy, but like really sort of quite fragile parts. You can see there on the stamp on the back that it's saying Bandai Japan right in there as well. Lots of screws, and that's the only set of legs that are hidden away whilst in robot mode. So if you are again buying one from eBay and they've only got the robot mode, please do make sure that you get to check the back, otherwise you won't have these on the, in this case, really loose legs, but you won't have these back legs. These are the ones that are tucked and hidden away. Other things that you need to be aware of if you want to purchase one for yourself is you can see that there's a lot of hinges going on here, so this could easily be corroded, seize up, etc. And this is what I was on about here about the ball and sockets on the legs. So you see you've got a lot of articulation, range of motion, movement on these, but they are very easily broken, and as you can see by the case of these two especially, they are quite loose. I actually thought that that was what's the word I'm after, a fix from a previous owner, but it's not. It's that's the way the screws are, that's the way the ones that are hidden in the back of them particular legs. So everything's sort of, you know, covered up quite neatly. Again, you can see there, and there's die cast parts on these as well. That is actual metal, so be aware of paint chipping there as well. So with regards to how much bigger were they than the standard Insecticons, there of course is shrapnel, make sure I get him right. So quite a bit bigger. These obviously did lack the chrome, and I bet these would have looked amazing if they'd have gone with a purple, black, and indeed chrome colour scheme. It would have been really interesting to see these. I can see why some people might have thought they were Autobots due to the colour schemes. So this is the only other versions or iterations of this figure we've had down the Generations toy line. This was the first, and then to be honest, this guy was next, but I've just got them all lined up like that. So this is the one that came not free, but it came with the Megatron from the Thrilling 30 Little Legends scale pack. And again, if I bring in another figure now, if I bring in Kickback, you can see again just how small the normal Insecticons were compared to these figures. With regards, I suppose, to just a couple of other Generation 1 figures. So if I move these over now, there's a Generation 1 Prime, you can see there. And I've got some of today's sort of figures. So we've got a little Micromaster there. I've got a New Age figure. This is just to give you an idea of size and scale, not to how they would look together, obviously. Let's bring up Magic Square whilst moving these. There we go. And I've got a couple of core class figures, so much smaller, about the same size as the standard Insecticons the core class figures were, which you can see, but to be honest, they're probably about funny enough deluxe size and scale now, even though they're called deluxe Insecticons. They are probably, yeah, there you go, they are about deluxe size now. Right, let's move this out of the way. I am lucky to have a couple of different types of packaging. With this, it's a little bit like Devastator. None available in my country when I was a child. Really liked them, really wanted them. And I've ended up with 3, to be honest. So let's start off with looking at the MB boxed one. Now, I'm really lucky because this is sealed inside. There's the tape's been cut, unfortunately, or the tape's come open, but it is sealed inside. MB is literally the same toy, game company that's about still now. We've got the different languages though. So this is from the European mainland. So as you can see, we've got 4 different languages there. If we spin it around to the side, MB France, there you go. And then on the back, we've got, if any you can read these languages, guys, I'm going to bring it close and say pause. And then I'm going to do the same there. I'm going to do it in quite a few different languages because I am lucky enough to have a few different types of packaging. So that was the MB box. This is the stuff, this is how they would have come. So everything would have been sealed like that with the sticker sheet. So you can see there's not too many stickers. There's more there than I thought, to be honest. I thought most of them were tamper graphs, and I've done a special video on this because this is the MB catalogue, and you can see already there that Blaster obviously didn't look like that either. This is a French one, so we've got, sorry, French Canadian box. So we've got the dual language in English and French for both sides. This is completely sealed all the way around. And then on the back, we didn't look at it last time, and I'm going to show you on the next in a second. This is the 85 battle scene. We'll have a look at that in a second. What I need to do though, again, for everybody else, there is English if you want to pause, and then here is French. And then the final one we've got here is your standard Hasbro release box. So there we go. There's the beautiful artwork of him. All of these have got stickers on. I've just realized they've all got stickers on. There he is in both of his modes. Oh yeah, there's some stickers on the side of the legs, which mine are in fact missing. And there is the beautiful 1985 battle scene. And the reason for that is, of course, these are the 85 figures that were released. Interestingly enough, you've got the red-faced slag there. You've got the red tracks. So you've got a couple of, as I say, pre-Transformer colours used there as well, and some of the Insecticons coming in on that side as well. To be honest, not much more to say about these guys. I really liked them. Again, really gutted that I wasn't able to get these as a kid, and just so pleased that they're going to get a decent update, which I can't wait to see. So as requested, as always, I do requests on the channel. Feel free to ask and leave comments for videos that you do want to see on Generation 1 figures. I'll do my best to get around to them. But this was Generation 1 1985 Chop Shop. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.